Okay, this is a video for remembering how to do things without running water and electricity for my Volkswagen bus. First off, most important is water. We have two buckets, one near the bathing area and one near the cooking and dishes and drinking area. So one bucket, this bucket would mainly specifically be for drinking if possible, and there's enough water. Rain catch, if it's off a dirty area, would go into this water for bathing and hand washing. This bucket here is for gray water, so I also have down there a nail brush and on top of a rock that's used for exfoliating on the bottom of bare feet, because walking on bare feet so often give you this callus back here that needs to be rubbed off. And the solar shower, I'd say it's a little bit more of a luxury, and hair washing and the bucket with face and everything is rather easy. We've got face wash and hair wash, razor, toothbrush, and toothpaste, and a mirror. Over here there's a towel for hand drying and body drying, and a robe. Shoes, basically I would say what's needed is just slippers, slip-on and offs, and then Converse or even like 5 fingers or something. And then I've got one candle over here for reading, and then yeah, that's probably good. And then as far as the gas, I've got that for cooking and heating the water with a kettle, but then I use paraffin for lighting. The paraffin is put into this jug that is filled up with this half-cut water bottle, and one of those lasts, gosh, a couple months at least, depending on winter or summer for daylight hours. This is washing dishes, so I've got this bucket, which is good for dishwashing, as well as when I hand wash my laundry. Then I could wash it in that one, and then with the soapy water, and then this one is the clean water for rinsing. But I've got this that floats around here with a sponge, a brush, and this little squeegee here. And then I heat up the water, wash it, and then use this tray to dry it on. This is 2 of these. One of them is for the body hand washing. This pitcher is for clean water only, into that bucket there. And okay, and then as far as cooking goes, so pretty much I would say that one skillet, a small pot, and a big pot is plenty. Actually, that's all I've really had. You can do a heater top and then a cooktop that goes with this gas cylinder. The heater top, I would say, just use the cooktop and turn it on and you'll be hot enough. Everything is in Tupperware for the bugs and freshness. I would say rice and quinoa is good enough for grains, and then you know, I've got like canned things, but cans are hard to dispose of, so pretty much just keep to paper for burning. Oil, I would say all like Italian spice, salt, pepper, lemon juice, garlic, and maybe cumin or some sort of like curry spice, and that's it for spices. And then garlic powder and onion powder maybe, but really I think that's just lemon juice, salt, pepper, and dried spices are good enough. Got hand sanitizer, and then also the washing liquid, which I think that the Brahmers is good enough. And then this is the drinking water pitcher that has a filter on it, the just plain Brita tin, and perfect, and then silverware, and just use the glass jugs for keeping things hot with the lids on, as well as like drinking out of. You don't really need anything more. And also vinegar to go with the cooking things here, and then the cooler to keep the food cold. But another idea is you use the smaller pot immersed in water if you need to keep something overnight that you cooked from the night before. And then the, let's see, as far as any sort of electricity that's needed at all, I have one solar lamp, and then the solar, two solar batteries. So you use one and then the other one's charging, and then that solar and crank radio is what I plug my iPod into. And yes, we've got one straw mat, which I think is great for sitting outside as well as bathing on. So when you get water everywhere, you just put your bucket on it. If you don't have like a mat or something in the middle, have a roll-up mat that you can put your bathing bucket on. And then the pee bucket. I didn't use it for the first year, and I think it's worth it. So with the pee bucket, you put a little bit of soap in the bottom with some water, pee into it, put your toilet paper into the trash, that's burnable, and then you can leave it out in the sun during the day to kill any germs and or bad smells. Hand washing, I have this line, but best if out in the sun if the weather's good. Hand wash your underwear every night when you bathe in the bathing water, and then just hang it up to dry. That's the best. And I also have a collapsible rack underneath the bed that's for hand washing clothes. So for any sort of like tools, utilities, we've got the toilet paper, and then the clothespins. For hand washing, I've got one brush, and candles. One of these lasts about, I don't know, I go through maybe like a half a candle a day or less than that. And then this is like miscellaneous, and then a sewing kit, a saw, and like, oh, one of these soft brushes, it's in there, to like brush off dust and things from the bed. Soft brush is good. Rope and twine. Clothing is, you know, have a scarf to go with the slippers and layer the yoga mat. Yeah, and then I'd call that good. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, books. And maybe something to charge the laptop with. Always have the hard floor rather than carpet. It's just so much easier to clean and to walk around on barefoot. A hand broom is so much easier because you can actually see the dirt with a smaller amount of surface. Covering any sort of like sitting area is best, so you can just take it off and wash it and then put it back on, rather than having to worry about like a couch getting dirty and having to wash the couch. One of these things, basically it's just like a long sack that you sew and fill with beans. This one is to be able to like slip under the door, so on both sides it blocks the cold air coming in as well as like the rain when it floods underneath the doors. And let's see, I think that's about it. The Better Than Sunblock is a large straw hat, rather than having to use sunblock. Oh gosh, this mosquito net's amazing for flies when the flies get bad. And one zip pouch with office supplies in it as well, like glue and pencil and pen. And yeah, I think that's about it. Hammock in the back with a fire pit. If you are planning on grilling, get one of those, or barbecuing any meat, because I don't cook meat indoors, because the meat attracts bugs and ants and flies. So cook meat. If you do eat meat and you want to cook it outdoors with a grill that you can use over the fire and flip it. And I think that's about it. Candles, I just use these glass bottles, but I trim off the bottom and let them just fall into these glass bottles. and then also burning some sort of sweetgrass or sage or something like that keeps away bugs. And maybe we can just do a quick thing on bucket bathing. So bucket bathing, pick up the bucket. I boil water, and then I have a pitcher of cold water and then boiled water, and I mix them. Wash my face first into the bucket, and then I wash my hair in the bucket if needed, but I only wash my hair once a week. And then I put half of my body, I sit in the bucket and wash the top portion of my body with the washcloth. And the washcloth, then I get into the bucket and wash the bottom portion of my body and my feet after I've washed the top portion. So pretty much it goes face, then hair, then top portion of the body, then bottom of the body, then underwear. And it's an easy routine. And when you only have a couple outfits, then you just go back and forth between the two. So yeah, it's a funeral going on today. And we had rain yesterday, so the clouds are beautiful. But I just wanted to take this before I start packing it all up. And of course, the main thing is my journal. Journaling, something that is very inspiring and important to me. But something that I did last night, I'll just show here quickly. Let's see, I started this in November. I'm almost finished with it. This drawing here, oops, and it was with a black pen, and I really like how it turned out with the writing and the black pen. The other day I tried with pencil. Oops. Oh, this is hand washing powder, matches, and candles. Where is it? Oh, wow. Can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I got up with the sunrise and sat outside in the back, and it kind of looked like that. And, yeah. It says, I will set out an intent for this next journey and chapter of life. To be myself, to follow love, to be in the places where I am nurtured and cared for, and to be mindful and present at all times. That's January 27th, 2012. All right.